Okay, now I'm recording.
Signals the end of a thought or an idea. He swims with the dolphins. Remember, you always capitalize the first letter of a sentence. The capital letter signals the start of a new sentence. But not all sentences are statements. That's a good question, Moby. What is a question? A question is a sentence that asks something. Questions usually begin with the words who, what, where, when, why, how, can, or do. Moby, I don't think dolphins eat ice cream. Let's see. What do dolphins eat?
What do you notice about that sentence? Yes,
it has
Kate?
a punctuation. Oh, oops.
Sorry, Kate.
It has a question mark at the ending because they're asking, what do dolphins eat?
Right. Yep. Good.
You always use a question mark to punctuate a question. And you always capitalize the first letter. Dolphins eat fish and squid. How do dolphins communicate? They click, squeak, creak, and whistle. Remember to capitalize the first letter. I don't think I've ever seen you this excited, Moby.
All right, so when you're excited, what punctuation do you use when you're excited? Does anybody know? Parker, what do you think?
Exclamation.
What do you use when?
A exclamation.
A what?
Exclamation mark.
An exclamation mark, okay. Why is it not? Yes, good. An exclamation mark. All right, so I have my book here somewhere. And it's called Punctuation Takes a Vacation. Got it out, must be back. I'm going to read a few pages to you, and you can see, and I have another story I'll read later on in the week, but we're going to go ahead and read some of this together, and then we're going to talk, and we're going to have some work time on what happens. And then again, later on in the week, we're going to be using the punctuation and capitalization to write our own stories too. So Punctuation Takes a Vacation. This is one of my favorite books. It's silly. So you know Miss Burns loves silly books, right? Day after day, the punctuation marks showed up in Mr. Wright's classroom. Day after day, they did their jobs. Is this what Miss Burns looks like when she's teaching? Do I look like that? With my hands up? Woo, woo. Oh boy. They put up with being erased and replaced and corrected and ignored and moved around. Then, on the hottest, stickiest day in the class had ever seen, right in the middle of the lesson about commas, Mr. Wright mopped his forehead and said, "Let's give punctuation a vacation." Oh boy, this is not good at all. ABCD. As the kids cheered and headed for the playground to cool off, the punctuation marks stared at one another in disbelief. So just wait. Is this the thanks we get? Asked the question mark. Well, huffed the exclamation point. No, said a comma. We should take a vacation, said a period. They'll soon learn how much they need us. It's 11 o'clock now, said a colon. Let's leave at 11:02. Great, said an exclamation point. Don't leave us without us, yelled the apostrophes. Oh boy, we're going to stop there. We're going to read, we'll finish reading this another time. So we're going to go ahead and listen to part of the word of Jumanji. During that time, you're going to use your T chart we just made and put down, is it a strong verb or a boring verb? Okay. Because we want to have a list of really strong verbs we can add to our writing soon. Okay. Oh, that's not what we need. Here's this. Let's go ahead and listen to Jumanji.
Reading Rhinos presents Jumanji by Chris Van Allsburg. Now remember, Mother said, your father and I are bringing some guests by after the opera, so please keep the house neat. Quite so, added Father, tucking his scarf inside his coat. Mother peered into the hall mirror and carefully pinned her hat in place, then knelt and kissed both children goodbye. When the front door closed, Judy and Peter giggled with delight. They took all the toys out of their toy chest and made a terrible mess. But their laughter slowly turned to silence, till finally Peter slouched into a chair. You know what, he said, I'm really bored. Me too, sighed Judy. Why don't we go outside and play? Peter agreed, so they set off across the street to the park. It was cold for November. The children could see their breath like steam. They rolled in the leaves, and when Judy...
Ooh, rolled. Do you think rolled is a strong or boring verb? I feel like if it's you rolling around.
Which word again? I couldn't hear you.
Is it a boring verb or a strong verb? What do you think?